Here's a guild job that can be a real pain. Okay, now that we've got some jobs going in the Jarl, let's see what's available for right now. Archaeological guard. Our client is researching ancient ruins by examining ruins on ancient stones. He wishes protection while doing so. Okay, so basically this next job here, you are going to be playing as bodyguard as you help assist an archaeologist in an expedition, pretty much. And it may sound a bit simple enough, but yeah, just wait. You may find out it's not as simple as you might think. So let's meet up with our good old archaeologist guy. So apparently the area that these ruins are found are in the Neon Forest somewhere. So basically the guy talks about how he's aimed at examining and wanting to check out the ruins and study them and get as much data and research from them as possible. The only thing is, he's constantly getting jumped by monsters every single time he tries to do so, hence why we have been called upon to help protect him. Now, there are basically 3 different areas that contain ruins that the archaeologist wishes to examine. So, this is actually a bit of a long job that lasts for quite a bit, since there's quite a bit that you have to do. So for now, we're going to head over to the Neon Forest, and you have a choice here whether you just want to explore the forest, or you can go ahead and head to the first archaeological site. So before that, pick yourself a good team of fighters that are going to be able to hold this guy off. So we're going to go with Elk, Shu, Ark, Poco, and Toshu. That should be a good start. Proceed to the research area. Yes. Okay. This area might seem a bit different from some of the other areas of the forest that we've been to thus far. Okay, now basically here's how this works. With each area that you attempt, while he's examining the ruins, you have a set number of turns in which to keep all the monsters away from him. And then once the turns run out and he's had enough time, you're successful and you continue on. And pardon the Skype, let me fix that, sorry. So basically, each of the battles here that you encounter will be against a bunch of Himoji, or as they appear to be, a darker form of Himoji. So this could be kind of annoying. Alright, now, this job can actually be pretty tough, for the simple fact that if a single one of these monsters gets to a square that's adjacent from where he or the rune is at, then this mission's over. As he puts it, he's kind of allergic to danger, so pretty much, yeah, keep him as far away from, like, the plague, or else you don't get paid. Didn't even mean to rhyme there, but yes, that's pretty much it. Now, for this first battle, it's not so bad because there's a bunch of tall pillars here that prevent enemy or ally from jumping. So this should prove advantageous here, as you can just simply guard off a bunch of different pathways as you try to fend off these dark Himoji. Aside from the usual Himoji finger that turns you into a Himoji, they also have paralyzed wind. Add to the fact that they have a couple hundred hit points, and you got yourself a bit of a scuffle here. This, like I said, this first battle isn't so bad. If you have at least a fairly decent amount of characters that can cause a bit of damage normally, then you got this in the bag, no problem. Now, of course, you don't have to kill them if you don't want to. Your only objective here is to simply stall them. That's it. But since we got their attention right now, might as well do away with them, as we already have the second emoji down. Now, here's the thing. These battles here don't necessarily end, even though all the enemies are defeated. Just because they're all gone doesn't mean it's over. You actually have to wait until all the turns have run out. So basically, if there's nobody left to fight, just simply skip every character's turn a few times, depending on how many turns you have left, and let the counter run out. And then he'll say, oh, and then he'll call it pretty much a success. And so this case being, we've got the first set of ruins deciphered. So let's head on to the next set of ruins. Okay, here we got a bit of an even bigger set of ruins, and definitely more pillars, so this could also prove to be advantageous. Now in this fight, it's going to take pretty much a few more turns, since these appear to be a little bit more difficult for the guy to decipher, so he needs a little bit more time. But that should be okay. It shouldn't be too terribly bad. So, the amount of monsters has been raised from 3 to 4. So, each minute being 1 turn, we get 7 minutes. That's how long we gotta, well, 7 minutes of this match's time, I guess I'll call it. So yeah, 7 turns to hold these guys off. Plenty of time. Now, the only tricky part about this fight is probably going to be trying to keep these two Himoji here, because even though there's about 2 of them stuck in the narrow passageways of these pillars, the other 2 are actually in a more wide open area, therefore giving them more maneuverability to try to make their way towards the archaeologist guy. Another thing I should probably point out: after each battle is concluded, after each set of ruins has been deciphered, you would normally go back to the world map, and you actually have a chance, an opportunity, before you go back into the Neon Forest. You can actually go back to town of Ajarl and rest up and save your game, even, as it does not affect the job in any shape or form. So my suggestion is, since the opportunity presents itself here, if you need to rest up and save, I would highly recommend doing so, because this does get harder with each battle. I will tell you this right now. So with that said, I changed up. You're also able to change up your party a little bit. Most of it is about the same, except I replaced Poco with Sonya this time, seeing how well she could do, trying to keep everybody's guard. And we just had someone turned into Himoji. Annoying, yes, but at least it doesn't affect their strength, since we've been mostly attacking with our weapons more than our spells anyway. But yeah, other than that one Dark Himoji there, since that was the trickiest one of the bunch, Other than that, it shouldn't be too hard. Again, you should be able to fight, pretty much kill them all off before the turns run out. The finger! The dreaded finger! I hate that so much. I could try to see about maybe getting rid of the Himoji curse, because I think I did have at least maybe one item on hand, but it does wear off after a few turns, so no big deal. Especially in this case, since all the enemy Himoji are now defeated, and we're just now waiting for the turns to run out. And that should about do it for right here. So that's another set figured out. And now there's only one left to go. Okay, the final rune, and I'm gonna say this right now, even though it won't take as many turns to get this deciphered, this is indeed the hardest, because as you can see, not only does this set of ruin, this area make it seem more open, but now we have 5 of these dark Himoji creatures to deal with. This is where things get extremely tricky here, because they have the advantage of maneuverability here. So unless you got some really good heavy hitters that can take them down maybe 1, maybe 2 turns each, you're gonna have to come up with a different plan to try to hold them off. Now, the ones in the southwest and the southeast may take longer for them to reach the ruins, the rune, and where the archaeologist is at. So your biggest concern is mostly the ones to the left, to the top left and the top right, as it won't take long for either of them to reach the spot. So you're really gonna have to get strategic here. That said, even though you may know what to do and try to hold them off as best you can, this is in fact really hard. This is one of the reasons why I suggest that you save, especially before this one, because there's a chance you might end up fumbling this up. I know I did a time or two. I just hope that this won't be one of those times, and oh boy, I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this at all. Alright, shoot. Oh, well, okay. Apparently, I end up skipping a turn. Try your best here to keep their attention. At times, they do. They do try to focus on you if you attack them enough, but not always. Just to let you know. Oh, I wish some of the special attacks did more damage. I really do. Oh boy. Okay, Poco, you're gonna have to do something. What would have probably been good if I had someone that can either put these guys to sleep or paralyze them even. Or heck, even confusion might also work, since it drives them nuts and they go in random direction. Yeah, simply probably. Yeah, see, look at this. Oh, no, this is just not gonna do. Oh god, there he goes, blowing his top. Oh god. We just screwed up, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Damn it. Oh boy. I should have known this was going to occur. But again, I say this is why I always suggest you save right before you attempt these types of tricky missions. But don't worry, we're going to give this another go. So yes, finally, ladies and gentlemen, you finally get to see me fail at a job for the first time this entire Let's Play. Whoop-de-freaking-do. But yeah, seriously, don't be surprised if you actually have to reattempt this a couple of times. Believe it or not, this right here this is actually my third attempt. I tried this another time and having some of the having some abilities that would supposed to have been useful for holding these guys at bay. And the thing is, you can't always count on them to work every single time. So naturally, yeah, the second attempt, almost the same as before for the first one. Managed to sneak past me, even though I killed the monster right then and there. It still counted as being too close, causing the guy to flip out and run off and not paying us the full amount. So, it was a total flop once again either way. So yeah, like I was saying before, a good thing to use to try to keep them at bay, if you have it, if you have any characters with it, one is, of course, something like Dream Knock that Gogan would have to try to put them asleep. And why isn't it working? Weak Enemy, of course, also helps if you get a couple gathered together, which I would not try to rely on them simply gathering together. They're all going to be focusing on that archaeologist. So the best thing you can do is just focus on killing them as quickly as possible. I will say, Toshu actually got lucky with that blade of his, since he's able to inflict certain status effects. Like this guy, for example, he managed to put him to sleep. Sleep is like one of the best things you can do. Either sleep or paralyzing him, causing him to be numb. But since we can't paralyze, we gotta rely on the sleep method. And of course, killing them quick. Like this guy, for example. I should probably tell you that another good idea would probably be to... Oh... Okay, that guy is getting a little bit close right there. He needs to... Same deal with that dude. Okay. We gotta do something about this, like, right now before it gets insanely crazy. Okay, we got one that's about to die. And I think one... There's still a bit of hit points left. I think he's about halfway through. So try to drain him down a little bit. Oh, level up for Gogan, that helps. Yeah, once these guys are down, this will really help make things a little bit smoother. But you still gotta be on your toes either way. You can't really afford to miss too much, even though they like to dodge some of your attacks. Because it very well could cost you. It almost did cost me again. At least most of them are now this time, has been dispatched this time, so you are the only one left this time. What can we do to you? Lord Cheer Trumpet? Yeah, let's give him some more Cheer Trumpet. I'm surprised he didn't try to go any further for the archaeologist. That amazes me. Like I said, AI isn't always that super smart. So if he's kind of dumbs up a little bit, take that advantage and kill them quick. And so now we finally have all 5 Dark Kimuchi defeated, and with the turns finally brought down all the way to 0, Eureka! And let me tell you something, I'm glad it's over. Let me just say this about this job. This thing dragged on way too long, and they don't pay enough for something like this. There is no way that 2,800 should be enough. I would have at least given a little over double that. Then it would have been fair. But complaints aside, we managed to do it. Job 45 is done. And with that, people, since it's gone on this long, I'm going to wrap this video up here. So stay tuned for more to come. Catch you guys later.